Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. It is a beautiful day here in Zone 8, perfect for doing anything in the yard. So in today's video, I am going to show you how to make a raised bed container out of pallets. Now you don't have to use pallets if you don't feel comfortable using them. You can use the wood of your choice, but I had these pallets lying around. They are great for using to grow things in. So I have taken a 22.5-inch board that I had in my yard. So all these are free materials. Cut it to that length, and now I'm going to nail it to 1/2 of the pallet. The other half of the pallet you'll see in a moment, but this is so much easier if you can just get you some drill some holes in the side of the boards and just screw them in. But unfortunately I wasn't able to do that, so I am manually nailing them into the wood. Okay, so that's done. This is the other end of the pallet that I cut in half, so I'm just going to attach it to the 22-inch board. Put one more nail in here. I'm going to attach it to this end of the board, nail that in. This is really simple to make, and it's such a cost saving because you're not paying anything for it, just your nails if you don't have any nails. Okay, so now I have one more side to do. After this one, okay, let me turn it over and I'll do the other side. Now in this pallet, I didn't take any other wood off. I didn't pry any boards loose. I just left the boards intact. I just cut it down the middle, and now I'm just going to nail the nails in there. Now some people take the boards off and make it look a little neater, but I like the rusted look, so I don't do anything except just cut the pallet in half and then add my end boards on. And the beauty of this is you can add your boards and make it as wide as you want it to be. It doesn't have to be 22 inches. This is the finished product, and as you can see, it looks rustic. And then those little cracks in the middle, I did add some wood on the inside to cover them up. But you could also use landscape fabric and tuck it inside to hold your dirt in place. I just chose to put the boards on the inside because I had boards that I wanted to use and I didn't want to throw them away. So this is what I did. I would say that it took me about 30 minutes to do both containers because I had my wood already prepared and cut down, and all I had to do was just nail it in place. I love these pallets. They look so rustic, and I'm going to plant some mustard in one and some radishes in the other. Now you can also put a liner at the bottom, maybe some char to keep things from crawling in, or you can just leave it open like I'm going to do and just fill it with your soil. So I am going to plant mustard in this raised bed container. I am planting some Southern Giant Curl mustard. I'm going to plant them fairly close together because this container here is rather small. I will sow my seeds 1/4 inch deep. Mustard likes fertile, moist, well-draining soil. Be sure and pick a spot that has plenty of sun because mustard does like sunshine. Now the beauty of planting mustard is that it grows very, very quickly. In about 40 days, you should be able to harvest some mustard greens. It is like a come and cut again type of a crop. You cut it and then later you can come back and harvest some more. This is a perfect time to plant mustard because they do well in cold weather. In fact, the cold sweetens their flavor. However, if the temperatures dip into the 20s, you may have to cover them with some type of floating row cover. So now I'm just going to cover up my mustard. I'm just going to pinch some of the soil over to cover it up lightly. And that's all there is to planting mustard seeds. So I am planting 4 different types of radishes, not only because I love them, but they are just so easy to grow. They will be ready to harvest in about 30 days. Can you believe that? So I am putting 2 seeds in each hole. In case one don't come up, I have another one. You can plant them anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch deep. They do like full sun, and I did amend my soil with compost. So if you notice, I'm just going to cover them up just a little bit of soil. I'm not going to bury them really, really deep. And that way I know that they will germinate. So you want to be sure that you don't sow your radishes too close together, because if you do that, bulbs won't bulb up properly. They will be skinny and stringy, and you don't want that. So I mentioned I was planting 4 different kinds of radishes. I'm planting the French breakfast, the Easter egg, the early scarlet globe, and the icicle short top radishes. Now I like to use my radishes in salads, but you can also pickle them. You can chop them into stir fries. You can use them in Asian style in soups. There are so many different ways that you can cook your radishes. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, but radishes like to be grown in loose, well-draining soil. Heavy, compacted soil isn't really recommended because the radish roots, they may have a real hard time breaking through the heavy soil. So that's why it's best to plant them in loose, well-draining soil. So I'm going to give them a little bit of water and we will be all done. This was so much fun. I am so happy, you guys, that everything is done. I have everything planted that I wanted to plant today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank you so much for watching, for subscribing to my channel, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Take care.